Ele é lá, que avaliação, sabe?
É não. Boa noite. Bom, eu estou muito honrada de estar aqui no evento das Nações Unidas. Há uma expectativa de que eu fale inglês. Será um desafio enorme para mim. Conto com a compreensão dos amigos brasileiros e de todo mundo presente aqui nessa linda premiação, ok? Obrigada. Good evening, everyone. I will be one of your masters of ceremony tonight. I am so honored to be here with all of you, and you, Edward Norton. We share the same love and concern for the environment and the plight of local and native peoples. We are gathered here tonight to celebrate the achievements of amazing people working at the front lines of sustainable development in their own communities. The importance of their success cannot be underestimated. After all, local and native communities are the source of the kind of innovation and leadership that we need so much in the world. It is my belief that, thank you, it's true. It is my belief that the people you will meet here tonight are not only minor contributors to the extraordinary gathering we had in Rio this week. They are, or should be, at the very center of our discussion, our hopes, and our vision for the world we want to create. Sustainable development is not a product of big decisions made by big institutions. It is an everyday creation of a large number of people working to reshape our models of prosperity from the bottom up. I am sure you will be inspired and energized by what you will see tonight, and will leave this room knowing that only through more initiatives like this one, where we let more voices into the conversation and where we learn from practice, we will be able to tackle the challenges that we face. So please, pay close attention to the winners, for they are the present and the future of sustainable development. And now, with you, Edward Norton.
Good evening. It's wonderful to be here tonight. This is an event I genuinely enjoy. I think that it's usually difficult to get this many people in a room together to agree on anything. And yet I think that it's safe to say that all of us here tonight would agree that the challenge facing humanity to adapt the way that we live, to reclaim a harmonious and sustainable balance with the natural systems of this planet that support our civilization is, without any question, the defining challenge of the age that we live in right now. And when I try to think about 500 years from now and imagine what it will be like, I feel fairly confident that all of our geopolitical dramas, all of our social culture wars, all of our movies, our IPOs, our elections will be looked at as idle dinner table conversation that shouldn't have been indulged in to the degree that it was if we have failed to face this fundamental challenge. People will wonder, what were they thinking about as the fundamental fabric of life degraded beneath their feet and they did nothing? So we're faced with a profound challenge, but every generation gets called to its own challenge, and I think this is ours, and we have to find inspiration in it. facing that challenge is going to require leadership of different forms from many people. Obviously, when we gather at a convention like RIO+20, we are looking for leadership from our political leaders, from our national leaders, exhorting them, praying, crossing our fingers that they will show the boldness and the vision to make substantive decisions to advance this agenda. But even if our political leadership succeeded wildly here this week, if the communities of people that live within the critical ecosystems that support us don't actually embrace these priorities themselves, find a way to thrive, to support their families, to achieve their own dreams within this new paradigm of sustainability, all of what transpires at the political leadership, even in success, will just be talk. So as Camilla said, I think the local challenge, the local leaders truly are the ones on the front lines. They're the ones who are putting the ideas into action and transforming the way that they live with courage and vision. The people you're going to meet tonight are genuinely inspirational, not only because they're leaders, but because they're not waiting on the rest of us. A lot of us sit around and kind of hope and complain and wonder when the leadership is going to move it forward. None of the people that you're going to meet tonight are waiting on anybody else. They're just doing it. They're just doing it with passion. With passion, with very little resources, motivated by their own concern for their communities and the future of their cultures. They've moved ahead, and in doing so, they really, really highlight to me, and I hope to all of us, that none of us have any excuse for apathy, because so many of them are doing so much more with so much less than the rest of us have at our disposal. So take great inspiration from them tonight. I think it's a really, really wonderful spectrum of human culture, but all bound together by the commitment to these values that we all share. And I hope you enjoyed as much as I do. I have the great honor tonight to introduce our keynote speaker, someone that I know profoundly shares this vision, these priorities, and takes inspiration from our Equator Prize winners. Helen Clark is the administrator of the United Nations Development Program. And Helen is not your average bureaucrat. She has shown truly exceptional leadership in the area of sustainable development and has a long track record of success, both in her previous life as a two-term Prime Minister of New Zealand and her position now at the helm of UN's largest development agency. She's been an incredible champion of indigenous people's rights and empowerment, sustainable energy, food security, climate change adaptation, biodiversity conservation, the empowerment of women. Helen Clark has really, truly demonstrated leadership and commitment in all of the areas that we would define as sustainable development that provide the structure for this whole evening. And I want to take the opportunity personally as the ambassador, the Goodwill Ambassador for the Convention on Biodiversity, for supporting programs like the Convention on Biodiversity, like this Equator Initiative, like the Small Grants Program, that recognize how community-based solutions really do translate into inspiration for national and global change. So please welcome our keynote speaker for the evening, Administrator of UNDP, Helen Clark.